And we're back live inside, behind the green screen hangar, well, inside the Noman store, with enough energy to shake Zach Galifianakis' belly loose. I'm sitting here with, you know, we were talking a little bit off camera about the importance of remaining energetic till the end, okay? How did you feel about and be sure to carry this kind of close to the chest, as they say. How did you feel about the energy in the room?
It was great.
Towards the end of the day here.
It was great. Like I feel like everyone's still very fresh because we are kind of in the end of presenting, right? Like
absolutely. This is you are the last. I want to introduce you properly before I get you going.
Oh, okay.
The team from Naughty Dog. We've got Adam Scott at the end, Colin Thomas, and Frank Tzeng, my friend and fellow Nomanite a long time ago.
Exactly.
But let's get back to this energy business. We're hopping back here. I feel it off of you, and you. You've got the smiles. You know, you're undefeated here.
Yeah.
Tell me what's new and exciting for you personally before we get on with the other fellas? What have you got going on? I missed you in Portugal.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm sad I couldn't go this year, but I have more important things to do.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's being, after the Uncharted 4, it's finished. You know, people are relaxing, but right now we're just getting back to do some even more awesome project.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you'd say, right?
That is very exciting.
You're in my clutches now, guys. I'm going to pull it out of you. I want to shift the attention. Frank, we could talk all day because, well, there you go. You've gotten bigger since last time, man. Look at his arms. I mean, geez, I've been hitting the gym, but not like this guy. That's why I wore the jacket. I didn't want anyone to see how much I had lost.
How can you say dragon stuff?
You can't. How can you say that? Are you in trouble?
Dragons.
Yeah, dude. We're under NDA.
Dragons.
You know, this is broadcasting across the globe. We are now in over 150 countries. A copious amount of viewers at home. Some of the people are smashing their keyboards at home. I've been saying this all along. They're smashing their keyboards. I think they're here. But let's take a moment and pass the mic all the way down the line to Adam Scott. Adam, it says here that you've made appearances on programs like Parks and Recreation, The Aviator, MIDI, and Step Brothers, the movie. How do you manage your acting career and remain productive as a 3D artist?
Doing all that plus the golfing from Australia. Full schedule, man.
He's not that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's clarify something. You are not Adam Scott, the actor from Step Brothers, Aviator, and MIDI. And most importantly, you've never worked with Will Ferrell.
No, I wish. I saw him once. It was awesome.
You know what? That was an accidental. This is the joy of making unscripted television happen for me. This is where the juice comes from. You know what I mean when I say the juice, right? I was in a restaurant one time, sitting there, and I said, you know, is that, you know, I turned, I said, is that, and they said, but of course it's Will Ferrell. Unmistakable cranium.
It could be the Red Hot Chili Pepper drummer.
Chad Smith.
There you go.
Right? This is the thing, too. He's been accused. And they had a duel going on for a time. Did you see that? They were like a drum off. They had a drum off.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When you see Will Ferrell, if ever you see this, Will, don't be offended. He has probably one of the largest craniums that I've ever seen. Like in a public setting, when you're in a restaurant, you say, that man's got a large head. You ever find yourself saying that?
Of course, every day.
You say, that man's got a large head. So you saw him one time as well. Where did you see him? A little closer to the chest.
I was watching, went to At Midnight. It was a little late night show, comedy show. Yeah, he was a special guest.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
and this is like in the flesh.
Yeah, in the flesh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely a larger head, looks like a celebrity.
So, but I legitimately want, I want a refund at this point because I actually thought you were the guy. I'm just kidding. Let's talk about your personal work. Okay, you're on the team for the Uncharted business, but and everyone knows how great that is. And I'm going to come to some everyone questions, some talk a little bit about your personal work. You have some drawings and such traditional works on your, on your personal space. How do you?
We used to do figure drawing is a big part of the studio too that we used to have back when we weren't crunching as much, but anything in 2D transfers over to 3D and it helps get proportions and silhouette.
Right.
And I wish it's something we picked up again, but I think once we kind of loosen up a little bit, we're started that back up. But we used to do every Thursday night was figure drawing. Yeah, it was nice.
Cool, okay.
We had maybe like a small little group of people that like drawing. And we started a little sculpt club later too, and some of that started going.
This is a nice internal culture at your company.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
nice, yeah.
And
those are the times.
Don't need that microphone there. Sorry, yeah.
No, it's okay. Those are times that we actually feel like relaxing when we go through that because we have been in front of a computer for so long, like every day. You know, those are just relaxing. We can just do our art. Yeah. Well, even though I don't go there like very, very often, but
Well, you have other responsibilities now, more than most. Some of your personal life, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like, I think it's very important for a studio to have something like this for artists to keep improving their art.
Let's talk about that a little more. How do you feel that that's contributed to the sort of team dynamic in helping to bring this latest creation to the forefront at the highest level?
Yeah, everything you do on the side helps you. A lot of us do portfolio stuff after work too, just kind of build up new pieces, things that excite us. Because we're locked in that world so much with Naughty Dog, and there's so much that we want to do, and yeah, we find free time, and it pushes us to that next level, and we share things too, and it's fun. Everyone at work has that drive to move to that next level.
So you try to really go out of your way to push yourselves personally as well as within a team dynamic.
Yeah.
Try to make time for yourselves.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
what are some of the challenges associated with that? Anyone can answer that one. I mean,
I know, going back to what Adam was saying,
Colin Thomas, ladies and
it
gentlemen.
definitely translates, you know, some of the stuff you do at home definitely sometimes translates itself into the game, whether it's, you know, small little techniques you learn here and there. So for me, it's always been a good thing, just keep sculpting at work, and at home. And a lot of that stuff, it's not meant to, you know, show online a lot, but it's stuff that, you know, you just do and you practice, and hope some of it translates, you know, into the game eventually.
Let's talk a little bit more about that. I didn't plan for that, but I'd like to expand on that because I think that there's some value, tremendous value from a professional standpoint in having other people know that, you know, there are certain things you do just for the sake of growth and for practice, and I think that younger artists probably need to hear that because there's a lot of pressure now.
Absolutely.
Especially because of the exposure people have. How do you feel about that, and sort of expand on that for younger viewers?
I mean, this one, it's hard because for me, I don't even, you know, when I at my highest point, I don't really think about it. I just go home and do it because I know that, you know, you got to stay on top of your art and to stay competitive to a certain degree. And just to grow as an artist in general, yeah, it's really important. Also, as Adam said, like, we have other interests, you know, aside from just humans or whatever. We want to make some creatures or sci-fi stuff, and it's just, you know, you get to explore more things, you know, on your free time and at home. So yeah.
So that actually
and I take that very seriously personally, but
yeah, and it showed because last you received one of the first ever. You're one of the recipients of the
I
ZBrush
really appreciate
Awards.
that. That's awesome.
You got your mug holding the thing
Yeah,
on the website.
that's really
Talk
cool.
to us a little bit about that feeling of that and being sort of the most important thing of that particular experience is having worked with that wild man himself, an original creature teacher, if it could be said, you know, in Jordu.
Jordu is a beast.
To work with
He's
him.
a beast.
You know, he's an energetic little fellow.
Yeah, he's
I
awesome.
say that with nothing but love.
Yeah, he's hilarious too.
And he is quite hilarious. The first time can we talk a little bit about that maybe?
Sure.
The first time I encountered Jordu was at his studio many moons ago as a student at the Noman School, and he was waiting for his lunch to be delivered, and I think he was getting a little hangry. And he went around the room and he said, "And what do you want to do? You know, and what do you want to do?" And the one girl said, "I want a model." And he said, "Oh, you want a model, do you?" And then his lunch came and he just started devouring it while he was showing us around. But I thought it was really funny. I said, "This guy's a real character."
No, he is a character in his own, man.
Yeah,
like,
in his own
he's
right.
awesome.
But it should be stated that if people have an opportunity to learn with him or to drop in there, you should absolutely. I advocate for that.
That's exactly how I met him. I took a class with him, just trying to find out how he approaches his creature designs. And yeah, I remember. I have a funny story too, but it's kind of chopped up because I don't remember the full thing.
Choppy is the way to go because it's a PG because this is streaming around the
I
world.
probably can't even say the words, but I was like late to his first class, and
oh geez, he made
it
you
was
for that
just
one.
like, yeah, it was hilarious. He was just like, this guy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But in a
expletive,
funny way, because once you get to know Jordy, he's just hilarious. But yeah, no, we eventually became good friends, and over a period of a while, he actually asked me to be a part of that project, the Leviathan, and for me, it was like getting to sculpt one of my idols, like work. So it was really cool to be able to do that.
You want to know something neat?
Sure.
Take a look behind you in the window.
Nice. Those are definitely his.
How about that?
Those are definitely.
Yeah, those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
8. For the people watching at home, inside the Noman store, there is a treasure trove of wares to be had. There are a treasure trove of wares to be had. There are books featuring some of the world's leading artists, friends of ours, collectively speaking, from everyone from Christian Alsman to.
And even this statue here.
This thing here,
wasn't a part of Avatar as well. Yeah,
this
designed
is absolutely it.
a lot of
But those are some sculptures that are by Jordu, and they've inspired myself as well over the years to keep pushing forward. And it's just really nice to have them in the background here as we're speaking about that.
That's
but
cool.
keeping in this vein, you're originally from Jamaica.
Yes, man. You know, you did
Hey,
your homework.
I did my homework,
It's
man.
some homework there. Yeah.
I'm like honorary Jamaican in my neighborhood back home on the East Coast in Toronto.
Respect, my brother.
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
man.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
man.
I said this to a friend of mine. I said I get some clout in some circles back on the in Toronto.
That's
Caravana
awesome.
comes to town and I could like roll in.
That's
I'm-
awesome. No,
Yeah.
yeah, born and raised in Jamaica. I think I came here when I was 12 years old
Okay.
to the States, and I remember vividly like some of the best memories I had were from Jamaica, and even being I think 4 or 5 and just being able to go outside and dig clay. I told these guys about that before, but yeah, I remember that so well. Just I didn't know no one around me sculpted or anything like that, but I would go outside and literally dig clay and sculpt random stuff, from creatures to swan. I remember sculpting these swans for my grandmother.
Take that
Oh,
microphone.
sorry.
Once he said that he sculpted in clay of an airplane that you can drive. I was like, that's bullshit.
In his mind, of course. Yeah. No. Hey, listen.
So the airplane wasn't out of clay, but I used to build a lot of things when I was younger. There was a wood mill up like the street from me, and I would just go there and pick up a bunch of stuff and bring it back home and just make things. And yeah, I made little houses that you can go in. Like I know it sounds crazy, but this is what I used to do. This, when you don't have a lot, you kind of create your own.
Yeah, you create your own universe.
Yeah,
Of course you
and I remember being able to. It sounds the helicopter thing he's talking about is basically it's basically out of wood. So I made the outer shell to look just like it, and then the propeller was this thing that came down to the top, and I would like spin it. Like
Yeah, of
this.
course. How else would you get there?
It was awesome.
Like a
It was awesome.
gyroscope.
Yeah, it was great.
So excited about it.
Yeah, no, I remember it vividly.
I have to jump in with you. I have fond and vivid memories of growing up in Toronto and Little Italy, where I somehow convinced the local kids to help me build this sort of rolling base out of cardboard, and we had it was propelled by 4 skateboards.
That's awesome.
So if you can imagine 4
Yeah,
skateboards,
yeah.
not just 4 skateboards in this large box that we had taken from the recycling. Basically, it was like supposed to be used. It's like a fridge box that we had added more boxes to.
That's
And
great.
so it was like a clubhouse, but it was a mobile clubhouse with carpet. I'll never forget this. It had carpeting and windows. And I thought, man, we got.
I believe it, man.
Yeah,
I don't
carpeting
think people
windows.
believe my stories, but
Me and you, we're
believe-
kindred spirits
I
in that
know.
regard. We did what we could.
You said you took some pictures, right?
I don't remember the picture, but I remember taking like a baby's carriage and pressing it all the way. It was like an old broken down
There's a
baby's
baby in
carriage.
it, maybe.
I
crush you!
And squashed it, and so it was like a car, and we'd sit on it and go down hills and
Okay.
stuff, and it was epic times.
Well, this is it. This is
Yeah.
why I wanted to talk about this, because a lot of people have perceptions of Jamaica, and to hear
Sure.
you speak fondly of Jamaica
Sure,
is,
no,
is
it was
a real
amazing.
wonderful thing.
Yeah.
My experiences with my Jamaican friends have always been very, very fond and funny,
Yeah.
and very
amazing
filled with
time.
laughter and good times.
Yeah.
There are sort of
I honestly don't remember a bad time when
Yeah.
when I was in Jamaica. All the memories I have was just climbing trees, getting fruits, and going outside.
How about the one time that you told me that you did drug?
Drugs. This guy.
Whoa, this
I
is extremely
never.
irrelevant. I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna beep that one out. But so let me ask you a question then. Now that we have you in the hot seat here,
Sure,
we've taken
sure.
some time here. How did you find your way into video game design, if I might ask?
Oh man, sure.
From sculpting in clay and making crazy little helicopters.
Yeah,
on
so
the
I
streets
mean-
of Kingston. You're from Kingston?
No, Montego Bay, Jamaica. Yeah,
Montego Bay. Oh
yeah,
my
Montego
goodness,
Bay,
like the old song.
Anchovy.
Montego Bay. Oh,
You got it.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about here.
But yeah, no, it's weird because when I was younger doing that stuff, I had no idea that I'd be doing this right now. But I just remember drawing all the Daffy Ducks and all the cartoons. I used to watch a lot of Saturday morning cartoons, obviously Thundercats and exactly. Yeah, a lot of cartoons in general. So when I came to the States, I remember, I think I saw. I don't remember if it was like Ghost in the Shell or Kira, which I don't remember the order of which one I saw first, but I saw that and I was asking my brother, like, how do they make that stuff? And movies and stuff in general at the time, I used to watch a lot of that too. So, yeah, I found out about my brother got a copy of Maya like 3 or 2.5. I don't remember what it was, but I don't know how he got it.
We won't ask how he got it.
But Kingston.
Student discount,
This is
right?
when I was in
Yeah,
New
in
York.
Kingston,
So
right?
no,
Yeah,
this
by
is
way of New York through Kingston.
no, this is when I came to America. So
So
I
you
don't
were
know
in
how
New
he
York.
got it. And from then on, I just kind of like gravitated towards just learning everything I could about Maya in general. And
Okay, cool.
yeah, I guess that's how I got started doing all this. I went to, or tried to go to college for this, and I noticed that the college, SCAD was the college I wanted to go to, and after my first year there, I kind of realized that because I've done throughout high school, I taught myself Maya. I kind of felt like the school wasn't as it wasn't as challenging for me, and so
because you had the experience,
right? And I didn't. That's not like in a cocky way. I just saw the quality of what was there and realized at that time that it wasn't the teachers per se that really I was going to get a lot from, and it was for me to go home and still practice and stuff. And I think that's true for anyone here. You can only get so much from the school, but if you don't put in the work, there's nowhere you're going to become.
I think that
good,
the timing of that as an educator now, because I've sort of been teaching for some time, and now I'm teaching more and more. I'm teaching various levels. Give me the spinning finger of death behind the camera, but we're going to get this done because we waited a long time to do this. I think what the important thing is to say to students, you know, it's okay to take a break and explore yourself as an artist or as a designer, even as just a regular student in any subject, and then kind of go to the source when you come up against certain roadblocks. I think this is a great point of reference to sort of close this day out. I started with Andrew Kars, who needs no introduction in the world of anatomy. Awesome. His stuff is behind us. It's world class. We all have learned at some point from him, I'm sure, that I can say that.
Or want to learn
from him. Or want to learn,
yeah.
Of course. And I think that having that opportunity to sort of meditate and understand yourself in a metacognitive way, thinking about these things, and then going to the source and saying, hey, now is the time to go looking for mentorship or learning opportunities.
Sure.
I think that's like the real benefit of having been here at the Noman School, for instance. You know, I was going to shift the weight over to you for a second here, Frank. Yeah. And so I think that's how I'd like to close the conversation, because like I said, they're giving us a spinning wheel. I think that's the kind of strength that we had here at the Noman School, for instance, as students together as Nomanites, was that there was that confluence of talent that was available at the right place at the right time, and there was just enough of a range and skill that we were able to get to where we needed. Most people don't know that about you and I, that we're classmates. I keep saying that. We were classmates a long time ago.
It is, actually. Louis and I are classmates like 7 years ago.
Longer than we want to mention. Never mind. I'm like, hey, don't date it, man. I got gray hair here.
At that time, I was attending at our school, our institute.
Yeah.
And I quickly... after that, I know exactly what I wanted to do. I quickly realized that I think school is definitely not enough.
Yeah.
So at that time, I was taking like 4 or 5 classes a week, and then I realized that it's not enough. So I started doing some digging, like researching which school is really good for especially 3D character artists to go. And Noman is definitely like I can honestly say that. If I knew Noman before I go to school, I would just come here instead. Seriously, like
wiser words have never been said. I'm going to back you up on that one. This is what brought me all the way across the continent from the T-Dot, or the 6, as they're calling it now. I'm from there before they called it the 6. I would like to say that I agree with you 100%. They're giving me the wheels of death behind the camera, but I will say this, guys: all the scan data in the world that you presented up there, is there any chance that I'm going to find my way into the next game?
Of course.
You gotta shave. We can get that done if you can shave.
Okay.
Shave it, and we can pay.
The question has been posed. They have responded with, if I shave, I could be in the next version of Uncharted.
Dragons.
Don't stop saying that. Anyway, listen, on behalf of myself and everyone else here at Pixelogic, I want to thank you guys for sitting with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. You made a wonderful presentation in the main, on the main stage, and this now ends. Can you believe it's happened? Day 1 is over. And I want to remind the people, well, it's not over yet, because I have to look at this for 1 second. There is one last presentation that I would encourage all of the people at home in TV land to stay tuned for. I know that my friends here from Naughty Dog, we had Adam, Colin, and Frank. We also want to say thanks to Yibing, who took off early. She had some work to do. Yibing, I wanted to say, wonderful filmmaker and artist in her own right. Unfortunately, she skipped out. I was going to talk to her about her short films, which she actually won an award for. It was the Pepsi China Flash Animation Contest. So you give her a pat on the back when you see her, please, from me. Stay tuned, because now, inside the green screen hangar, live from the world famous Noman School of Visual Effects, inside the Television Center in the shadow of the Hollywood sign, we are going to go to my friend, compatriot, and sometimes pastor/minister, Paul Gabery, and the other end of the spectrum, we're going to have with him, alongside him, the one and only G.I. Joe, Joseph Drust. And they're going to present something new, the all-new ZBrush Core. They're going to get into some specifics, and they're going to take us away. Guys, Louis Tucci, on behalf of everybody here, I am so pleased to be here again for the ZBrush Summit 2016. That's a wrap for day one. We bring it over to you in the main stage. Paul, take it away, and let's hear about the new stuff.